Okay. Damn, it was hot today. Man, I didn't think it was that hot, but it's gonna get a lot hotter. And this little air conditioner is trying its best to cool down this room, but it's hot. I didn't even hear the phone ring. I was supposed to return a phone call, but after I did my little running around this morning, I said, okay, I done ate. I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to get up and do laundry. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5:30. Laundromat's still open, but do I really need to do that? I haven't made up my mind yet because I'm recording this. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow because there's always something that needs to be done. Now, I was trying to do Facebook Live and then the thing don't work no more. Again, that's Facebook. As far as I know, nobody really complained about me. It just don't work. Maybe it just don't like my device. I don't know. I really do not care. Because the thing is, I look at it like this. Each and every time I try and disseminate information to you, and it seems to be problematic, it's no different than when you call yourself open your mouth telling me how you feel. It's a problem. Because the thing is, the problem is not mine, it's yours in communication. Now, that means for me, it's a problem for me communicating to you, but the thing is, don't stop me from doing it. If I have to get it off my chest, I'm going to get it off my chest. I'm going to find a way to get it off my chest. The thing is, by the time I get it off my chest, for some of you, it's already too late, and for others of you, well, it depends on where you at in the process. See, Earth is a school. We already know this. I can tell you what the correlation is from all these psychics and mystics and mediums and spirit walkers and card readers and mediums and shit. No different than the minister in the pulpit or you, so-called congregates, have in common. You all say that you know something. Whether you know Jesus or you speak to spirits or you're just observing as to what's going on in this world, that means you tapped in and turned on to something. And therefore, what you have to say is supposed to have validity. Let's discuss why it does and does not. What you are observing to, keenly observant, expert on, can give expert testimony and witness to, pertains to you. I mean, it's how you feel. And what you yourself feel you have come to know as you call yourself being a student of life. I mean, the foundation was laid by another. That's why you keep quoting them incessantly. But you also get them wrong because the thing is, you don't know them firsthand. You only know what somebody has told you about them or what you managed to pull out of a book that may have been written by them or something. Maybe they penned themselves and you say this is what they meant. Now, stupidity is just that. That person who sits there and says, this is what they meant. If you're not that person, you can't speak to that person. I told you, this is another school of thought that my father is interjecting right here and right now that none of you seem to be aware of. Because, see, yesterday, not unlike many times when I go and get my hair cut with my barber, who is a God-fearing man, he says, Carlos, we're saying the same thing. No, we're not. Because, see, I don't hear what he's saying as the same thing I'm saying. I hear what he's saying as what his take is on something that that is being said, but I don't see it the same. Now, he'll sit there and try and draw me a diagram or a picture as to how it's the same, but it's not the same, because the thing is, we're not the same school of thought. That's one thing I knew about Christ. Christ says, do you believe in me and my Father, the teachings that I'm now proposing? Obviously, not everybody got the same lesson. There were 12 disciples, one of which betrayed him. And Peter had his own skeletons in the closet. They all had their own skeletons in the closet. And they all had their own doubts and fears. So apparently they were not on the same page when they were afraid when Christ was gone and crucified. So don't sit there and talk about, we're talking about the same thing. We're trying to get to the same place, but we're not on the same page, and we're not talking about the same thing. Because the thing is, and don't get me wrong, because they said, well, they all were talking about the teachings of Christ, their perspective. But you do realize the Catholic Church says they're talking about the teachings of Christ. The Mormon Church says they're talking about the teachings of Christ. Pentecostals, Baptists, all these so-called religious orders who, followed after in terms of the teachings of Christ. Protestants, born-again Jews, they all say they're talking about the same thing. But at the same time, they also all contribute to the war on earth that is hell when it comes down to how to deal with you, because they say you are not a part of the flock. But at the same time, Christ is for everybody, and they all talking about the same thing. Christ can tell them, change who you are. You can tell Matthew to stop being a tax collector. He just gave Matthew a place to be. Same thing with Peter and his brother. Come on. I thought you guys understood all this shit. And then you want to sit there and talk about you didn't spread the good word. Now, this is what's funny about a so-called former master. The Brits, as they were selling the 7 seas and going to these various countries and using religion to enslave masses. You taught them about your God, but the people that you enslaved came to know your God better than you. To the point that out of England, mediumship and psychic ability and all that shit came to fruition. Angel whispers and stuff. You got more people over there doing shit that is considered the devil's work than you, who called yourself doing godly work as you sell those 7 seas. Do your Ancestry.com, people. Let's go back and check your roots, your European roots. No, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people of color out there who say they can do the same thing. You called them witch doctors before. When they were in touch with Mother Earth, you called them, demonistic and stuff. Now you say it's shamanistic because you white people doing it. What's the problem now? You do realize Egypt is a part of Africa, and them people over there was practicing idolatry and false gods too. So, what you call yourself doing when you talk about the Roman gods or the Greek gods and all that shit that don't go nowhere? Yeah. Say, the only reason why you haven't gotten out of a storyline is because you stay in it, trying to get something out of it. See, Pharaoh stayed in it way too long, and it cost him his firstborn, because his tongue spoke into existence that his son was supposed to die, because he wanted to wish it upon another. So you're doing the same thing. You don't get it, do you? As you call yourself going off to war and liberating this world and all that kind of shit. I mean, I listen to your arguments. I think your arguments are hysterical. Because you sitting there talking about, well, the Republican Party is all about, going down there and liberating these people. Really? And Donald Trump is not a Republican. Oh, now you're going to try and isolate yourself from him. He ran on your platform. And what are you saying about the people who actually call themselves Republicans who subscribe to them? Meghan McCain, Anna Navarro. Because see, now there's infighting, and then there's infighting, and there's infighting now amongst your clan. Oh, you can talk about the Democrats all you want, because the Democrats really don't have any power. We don't have Obama. All we got is what? Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. Motherfuckers can't do anything. But God can. And you surely can. As you sitting there with all this power and all this might, just fucking yourself left and right. Because every time you open your mouth and every action you take, every bill you pass, every law you make, reveals you to be your own true self. And then you get a whole lot of people in uprise. And then you're going to sit there and talk about you're going to rescue all those people coming up from South America. But Donald Trump told Mexico, man, you make sure that they don't cross that border. And he didn't get one thing he wanted, which was basically the first country they entered is what they needed to put in for asylum ship. And then people said, we ain't doing that because one thing, we ain't got the money for it. But you do. So, what deal did he really cut? To keep your avocado prices stable. See, Oprah got an orchard, so she ain't got to go out to the grocery store and buy avocados. But you still do, because you like your guacamole. And see, Oprah is Oprah, so she can get tequila given to her of the yin-yang from different people. Ellen served tequila to her guests on her show. Stephen Colbert will serve a shot to his guests on his show. Now, what you don't get is, them guests ain't paying for that shit. They have a Guillermo on the red carpet sneaking tequila in to people who want to take a shot going into those award shows. But you ain't them people, are you? No, you gotta go buy your tequila. You gotta keep this economy afloat. In fact, you gotta go to the movies and you gotta watch your TV shows. You gotta do all kind of shit. So see, you really don't have it like that. You're entertaining, but at the same time, you're entertaining. They're being entertained by you, jumping through hoops to give them that money. So your letter write-in campaigns don't mean anything to them when they cancel a show, except the fact that there's an interest and they can shop it to somebody else. Rarely do they bring it back to that very same network. Usually they'll just resurrect it somewhere else. We got enough cable channels out there. I mean, there's so many out there. I mean, I don't even know where they at. I'm like, oh, I have a show on blah, blah, blah. What the fuck is that? Where your show is now. Full House was not on regular TV. And y'all thought it was a reboot. A reboot of what? Last I knew Full House was on like ABC. You gonna tell me I have to go somewhere else to try and find the shit? To look at it? Just like Raven's show? It ain't on where it was originally. It's on something else. I mean, they got so many networks out there. It's not even funny. And you people, because you can't do nothing but swipe and click. You all trained monkeys. You do realize that, don't you? You said that. You don't call me an animal. First off, as a biological specimen of anything, you're an animal. 20,000 years in the future, if not sooner, somebody's going to be dissecting you and they're going to say, well, this animal existed like this. The only thing that makes you any form of intelligence is your opinion of self. Because you got your own people. your best friend and family member saying you straight up cray-cray. So therefore, you are not as intelligent as you think you are, just because. And you could have gone to college and all that kind of shit. And they still talking about you. Beat Buttigieg was a Rhodes Scholar and shit. And he's running for president of the United States. And his brother-in-law sitting there talking about him like what is his brother-in-law? Whoever it is, some family member out there talking some shit about him, as if he is just a straight up stupid. And the thing is, like, and that motherfucker, I wouldn't entertain him, because the thing is, like, look, just like I don't know Pete Buttigieg, you really think I want to know you now? That's just like when Bill Clinton was in office and his brother, whatever his name was, I think it was Bill Clinton's brother, who wanted to drink the beer. He was stupid. All I'm saying is this. Your opinion of self is highly overrated or severely understated. And what you're trying to convince me of is either there or it's not. If I look at you and I like you, then I like you and I'll follow you. Not in the sense that I'm following you to jump off a cliff. But the thing is, it's like, I'll listen to what you have to say. And in the moment that you start saying something stupid, then I'll take that in consideration. I'll look at it in the context that it is, but not everybody's a thinking individual. And we already know that, because we live in a world of non-thinking people all the time. Case in point, the young man who wanted to call himself Blow Up Times Square. It's like, where the shit did that come from? I told you, there's a lot of stupid people out there. And it don't matter what the age group is. They don't even know how to be assimilated properly. Seriously. In the sense that you don't open your mouth and you call yourself plotting something and you don't talk about it. That motherfucker just wanted to be seen. Now he is. He's seen in the jail. What you want? You want a cookie? You want a cracker? What you want? I told you, I'm tired of y'all. Y'all don't make any sense to me. And at the same time, you tell me I don't know anything about that Bible. You tell me that God does not love me. Shit, I know better than that. But if anything else, one thing God has proven to me is that He does love me. And He does explain to me what's going on. And that's the only reason why half the shit I tell you, and it's really more than half. I know my averages are way up there when it comes to what's happening and what He said He was going to do. Because He basically does still care about this world. And sometimes I get on Him about that. Well, not really I get on Him, but you know, I'm like the nails on the chalkboard, because you know, I'm tapped in, turned on, talking to Him. And I said, God, I don't like this shit. He said, you ain't going nowhere. I made you a promise. You made me a promise. You know, I mean, He gave me an opportunity. I told you I recorded some fucked up shit one time. And it acted like it didn't want to load. And instead of him making it go poof like he has done before in the past, what he did was he waited for a while. And then he let it upload. And he said, now what you want to do? And I looked at it again. I said, I cannot say that about you. Because it's not true. I'm venting. I'm venting at you, because the thing is, you have been nothing but honest to me, which is what I asked you for. I said, don't sugarcoat this shit. I need to know what we're up against. And all I want to do is see you happy again. Now, that's something that me and my barber went over with yesterday. We talked about souls who came back. Because, see, I know I've been here many times. But I came back here to go to work with my father. You want to talk about a sleeper cell? That's what I was. Sleeper cell. Because, see, a lot of y'all don't even know who I am. Now, does that mean I'm Jesus Christ reborn? I don't give a fuck what you think I am. I just know I'm a child of God. This is the card of His business. When I speak to you about His business, that's all I'm doing. Now, is it my job to sit there and tell you to fuck off and go to hell? Oh yeah, He'll help me tell you that. But at the same time, whether or not you choose to go there or not is just like anything else. If you choose not to want to go there, then who am I to stop you? Because the thing is, you realize, you said, this shit is getting really real. And I'm not trying to go to hell. I'm trying to avoid that. So you course correct. And then you have done exactly what he wanted me to do. Put the seed out there. That you evaluate it for yourself. Realize where you're at. And then you change your trajectory. Not me. So, the joy and celebration of returning to the family fold is you. But as long as you're sitting there talking that shit, talking about I'm doing God's work, as you sitting there tearing asunder everything that he has put in place, well, that's the work of the devil. And the devil is never getting back into heaven, contrary to popular belief, including his own. He will never get back into heaven, and I'll tell you why. At his core, after the devil, when God was creating stuff, because the devil was always a destructive force. He destroyed shit. That's why you see so many dead planets out there, because it wasn't really what God wanted. Because you can sit there and talk about, does God make mistakes? It's not like he's making mistakes. He's making up his mind. And he was like looking at this, and he said, no, that ain't it. I'm looking at this, no, that ain't it. When he finally got to this one, then he's like, that's perfect. That's what I want. And he put dinosaurs on here. And then he said, okay, now they done did their part. Now they got to go. All that shit. Now, the devil had work to do up until the point when mankind came along. And then God said, now this is perfect. It's everything that I want. And the devil said, no. You need to do away with that. Because see, the devil is all about destruction. Hatred. All that stuff. He embodies all that. Because, you know, he nice nasty that way. I mean, seriously. And God said, no, this is what I want, and you will submit to it. Meaning that you will lay down your arms, and you will enjoy it just like I do. He said, I ain't doing that. And God said, really? Yeah. So he can call himself doing battle with God for control of his own mind. Now, you know what it's like to do battle for your own mind. Because you say, I ain't in my right mind. And you go to battle and stuff. And you start taking drugs or smoking dope or whatever the fuck you feel like you need to do, and including like getting away from certain people because they are messing with you being in your right mind. So now, how similar or dissimilar are you from that which is the story of creation? As you call yourself getting away from that which doesn't agree with you, but at the same time says that it has a force over you that it doesn't until you give it access. And when God casts it down to a level of submission, because that's all this planet is, it's a place of submission. We call it hell on earth, but it's also a place of submission. Because you learn nothing more other than in life how to either toe the line or try and rebel and get nowhere real fast. And then you sit there and say, well, they hadn't crossed over and now they're in a better place. You know what that better place is? Listen to Lisa Williams when she describes where the other side is. Slightly out of phase and to the right. And she describes some like little distance, like 6 feet or some shit like that. Which basically is they still here. That's why they go to Disneyland with you and come to your weddings and all that kind of shit. Because the motherfuckers ain't doing nothing but crossing the veil. And they there and you just can't see them. I told you, y'all joke when it comes down to what you claim you know about all this psychic phenomenon, this mediumship and all that kind of shit. Because these people ain't teaching you that. Well, why would they? Ain't no money in that. That's why I always knew who my family was. Now, when I told you that they were at another planet, yeah. Because there's other rooms in my father's house. And we can transport you there. And I have transported certain people, certain places. But a lot of shit that I see is still on this plane, this sphere. Where they at now, it's not here on this plane. It's kind of similar, but it's not. And the thing is, I know that they're coming back because they have not finished their lessons here. And I ain't tripping off of that. See, y'all think that this shit's gonna be over with just like that time soon. There's a lot of prophecy out there that has not come to fruition. It's in the Bible. Now, do I know the timeline for everything? No. Sometimes you got to piece of shit together. Just like, when the Mayans said the calendar was coming to an end. And then, as you were getting close to that and people were sitting there losing their minds, thinking people getting ready to die and all that kind of shit. And then the Mayans said, all it is a reset of the calendar. And they were right, because that's all it was. They just knew that the age of ascension was upon us. It's the humanitarian age. It correlated and then intersected with that which you all know. The Piscean age, the age of Christianity, came to an end. Now here you are in the Aquarian age that made the age of humanitarianism. That's now happening. Now, they were thinking about that shit in here back in the 60s. It hadn't happened yet. They talking about drugs and all that kind of shit. Y'all straight up drug addicts. You're high as a kite. I don't know. So many times it's not even funny. And then you turn around and as far as you're concerned, you're talking about how much your heart is breaking and all these people you got to help, put all your GoFundMe accounts, all that kind of stuff. See, now you putting on the guys that you are being helpful. And some of you are. Some of you just want to be seen. You know that. You want to sit there and say you're a good person, but at the same time you get nasty. Like that girl was with me. She gonna tell me, she in the room now. I'm after her. Knowing that I was waiting for that woman to finish washing those salad greens. She in the room. Talking about, well, you should have stayed your place in line. Bitch, you in the room in your panties. That don't mean shit to me. And I told you, I said, it don't pay to be evil. And the young man heard me down the hallway and said, that's true. Now, this is the Me Too era. And I'm going to say this one more time for you ladies who are of the Me Too era. If you can hold a man accountable for the shit that he has done to you, trust me, that means that you actually have to take on responsibility for the shit you have done to men, much less your kids and anybody else. So don't think that you are now innocent of being absolved. What you are is being exposed just like anybody else. You don't get to sit there and say it's them. You have to remember the words. It's me, Lord. It's me, standing in the need of prayer. I'm a streetwalker. I'm a prostitute. I have stabbed my sister in the back. I've stabbed my brother in the back. I've cheated on my husband. I've cheated on my friendships. I've done all manner of things. Oh, it's me, Lord. It's me, standing in need of prayer. I got in a man's face, dared him to hit me, and then used the law to supposedly support me until the face I got in was the law. And that motherfucker put me in a casket. Oh, it's me, Lord. It's me, standing in the need of prayer. I need a saving grace. Oh, you don't need anything like that. Because as far as you're concerned, there is nothing masculine, patriarchal, or whatnot that has your back. It's all feminine, raw emotion, ready to just sit there and strike up an argument, a debate, and a fight. You know, when men call you a bitch and you call them a faggot, how far did you come in your mudslinging? Me, Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Do you really want to play this game with me, sisters? When we know that the movement that you say is Me Too, as far as who has really ushered in this new age, is mostly feminine energy. Esther Hicks, channeling things she ain't got no business channeling. Doreen Virtue, channeling things she ain't got no business channeling. Colette Berry, channeling things she ain't got no business channeling. I mean, Caroline Mace. Come on now. Are you not paying attention to me? Louise Hay. All those are women, the last I checked. Iyanla Vanzant, Oprah Winfrey, giving a platform to things that they ain't got no business giving a platform to. Oh, you don't get me wrong. You got your televangelists out there too, doing the same thing. Oh, I listened to enough of them. So don't you sit there and tell me for 1 second that I'm better off with you running the show, because I already know what you're all about. You done already told me I ain't got no place at your table. And you still buying perfumes and trying to figure out what dress size you gonna fit into, and do you have a place on the runway? See? That's the core of knowing from my Father's hand. He didn't show me so much shit about y'all, it's not even funny. But at the same time, you gonna sit there and tell me that I'm a straight up lunatic. I'm not a lunatic, except the fact that I believed in you, your goodness. Oh, well. We all make mistakes. I'm gonna course correct mine. Into this lo confianto costiano da fiati snow to careata. Era cotea kisna. Tu poea tu pua la tareati antu feata. Piati sia no lo que anakiata. Now there's a woman in here and she got a lion. That's cute. I see that card, I see spirit moving. It was quite interesting. I had a dream last night, this morning. It was funny. There was a woman in the dream. And she basically was just being herself. So I cast a spell upon her. And she was like, you can't do that to us. Oh, but we did. We cast a spell on her. And she started transforming. She turned into basically like a chicken. It was funny. It was funny because, I mean, she started transforming. She started developing wings. She lost her arms and stuff. And I mean, I was like, and she was like, she was resistant. And I was like, oh, no, you're going to change. We turned her into a chicken. And we put her in a cage. Now, we know how we feel about kids in cages, don't we? We put that bitch in a cage. And then we sent a lion in. Now, there's the Lion of Judah. And then there's also the lions that they used to feed Christians to, because, see, that shit was entertaining at one point in time in history. That's historical fact. And we need you to understand that we are not playing with you. We are rolling out old lessons. But the people who get to play parts and that assault is you. So, we put the woman, who now is a chicken, in the cage. And then the lion came in and broke down the walls of that cage and ate that chicken. And I was like, oh, the lion ate the chicken. That was the end of the dream. I cracked up. So, you think you don't have anything to fear just yet because you are women? Oh, see, chicken represents fear to me in my symbolism. And you have a lot to fear before it's over with. Because, see, the thing is, these men out here that you sit there talking all that shit, before they go down, they will take you out. I ain't saying that to threaten you. I'm telling you that's a fact. And as long as you sitting out there looking for somebody, which means you ain't in that house with those doors locked and those windows locked and all that kind of shit, they're gonna find their way to you. You gotta go to work. You gotta go out there and buy groceries. You gotta take care of your kids. I mean, you ain't always under lock and key, are you? And you don't know who's looking at you, do you? I go out there every day, and I really don't know who's looking at me, but I'm trying to stay vigilant and aware. But I'm also staying in the need of prayer. Father, you have to protect me because I don't know what these people are doing out here. Now, do you see me as a straight up lunatic? When the times have changed and the humanitarian age is about helping people, but you don't know who you helping until you get your hands on them. And I told you, in that county every day I go up there, there's somebody going off. And sometimes in a language I don't speak. Now the only thing that makes me feel a little bit better is because they got to go through metal detectors, which means they ain't bought a weapon up there, but they are going off, and security is constantly up there at those windows and at those counters. And I've heard people say really crazy shit. I saw a lady sitting outside washing her feet, and next thing I know, she up there in that thing, yelling at the supervisor of security, talking about he threatened me. And she said, I'm going to call my lawyer. First of all, you got a lawyer? Honey, you on the streets. You got a lawyer? Talking about, I'm an Army, and I'm a Marine, and I'm a Navy. I said, you done served in too many branches of the military. You're a straight up lunatic. You don't really need to have a gift to receive all that. You just need to know what you're listening to and what people are saying. I'm not going to play this game with you people. I know exactly why I am where I am. Shit. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Laundromat. I don't think they closed yet. I can get that knocked out. I'm just thinking about me. I'm not thinking about y'all. I'm thinking about me. Because, see, that's what my father needed to do. Well, I think about him too. He knows I'm going to always put him first. And he said he wants me to teach you. And I said, well, I don't even see how that's going to even happen or work out. He said, it will. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be good. So, yeah, it's time for me to hang up. Anyway, you think about what you need to think about. There's no Bible scripture for me to quote right now and stuff, because I quoted the earlier one, and you still got shit to look at. And I suggest you look at it. And I'll talk to you later. And Miss Maggie, I'm going to try and call you back again. Big Mama is my mama, but she's my grandmother. She's my father's mother. She's not my earthly mother like that. I mean, but I understand what you're saying. I mean, because different philosophies and stuff as far as and stuff. So it's not an insult. It really isn't. And yeah, she's cool. She is cool. Where she's at and stuff. I just woke up after midnight and I said, "Happy birthday, Big Mama," because I knew it was her day. And I never forget her, because that woman, just like my mom, I mean, we just talked about the Bible and everything. And, she's told me some of her story. She didn't tell me everything, but she told me a lot of stuff. And I just loved her. It's easy to love people. It really is. I mean, the hardest part of this whole ordeal for me has been the fact that my father has wanted me to be selfish to the point where he comes first and then I come next and then I think about you, because that's not me. Because it was always he came first, you came next, and then I was somewhere in there. And he's like, you give too much. So he's trying to get me to think in another train of thought. So my lessons in school are not going to be the same as yours. Some of you have never mastered what it is to be a good person, contrary to your assessment of self. Because the thing is, the first thing a criminal will tell you, or anybody who cheats at school will tell you, oh yeah, I did the work, knowing damn well they didn't do it. They copied off somebody else and tried to take credit for it. You can't do that shit with spirit. So I tell you what, you keep going to these psychics and mediums and more and say all is forgiven. And we'll see how far you get. Capiche? You have a nice day.